Hello, I'm glad you're a part of this one. We appreciate you. I'm Magnus Kpakol, and this is Magnus Kpakol GVA. As always, it's all about how we can raise the level of living. That's what it's all about. The Central Bank of Nigeria has decided to further raise the monetary policy rate by 200 basis points to 24.75% in March 2024. As you may know, this rate was raised in February 2024 by 400 basis points to 22.75%. However, we can just say that the rate was raised in March by 2% and of course by 4% in February for the ease of understanding. The central bank team, led by Mr. Olayemi Cardoso, is giving confidence to international real sector and capital market players that monetary policy in Nigeria is now sound, effective, market-driven, and transparent. I also believe that Mr. Cardoso's composure is a great asset to the Central Bank of Nigeria. Understandably, inflation can be controlled through interest rates. However, I believe that at this time, a hike in interest rates may not be the only way inflation can be controlled. Indeed, inflation in Nigeria is caused by many factors, which primarily include insecurity, the effect of fuel subsidy removal, and the floating of the Naira. In February 2024, headline inflation rose above 31%, while food inflation rose to almost 38%. I have said before that the most effective way to control inflation is to increase production. A hike in interest rates at this time will limit people's access to finance in the forms of loans from financial institutions, which can also affect the production capacity of manufacturers. As we know, most Nigerians don't buy things on credit. The credit system is still in its infancy in Nigeria. Since people have to pay immediately for whatever they buy, the hiked rates may not be immediately felt by the common man on the street. The big question is, what more can the central bank do? In my view, probably not much. The central bank, with a primary mandate to control inflation, is simply using the tool it has in its hand. I think holding the interest rate below 22.75% might have been the best option for the Monetary Policy Committee to take at this time, so as to wait and observe how the previous rate increase is affecting activity. Also, we must realize that the loose money from ways and means and the very inefficient way that money was spent are issues to examine when looking for causes of inflation in Nigeria. So let's say it is corruption. Terrible high-level corruption is a primary agent and culprit in Nigeria's inflation. I have also said that we should not sever the people from their natural endowments. I know a switch away from handcuffing the people from access to their God-given endowments won't happen soon. However, we need to start to examine very seriously how we can gradually allow the people to own their own natural endowments while the government collects taxes from them. This can be done It will work, and the country will be at peace for it. Property rights conversations must start taking place now. And I'm talking not just only about crude oil in mostly the Niger Delta. I am also talking about all natural endowments across the country. We need to produce more to be able to curb inflation and increase the value of the Nigerian naira. Manufacturing in 2023 grew below 1.5%, and it has not grown close to 5% since 2015. The best it grew since 2015 was a little above 3% in 2021. To top it, agriculture, representing about 25% of the national output, grew barely over 1% in 2023. No wonder we're facing food insecurity. What is the problem? The problem is that we have not paid much attention to practical human capital development and technological growth in many of the sectors of the economy. See, the ICT sector is growing fabulously and now accounts for over 17% of the national output because of the steady growth of the stock of human capital and also because of technological advancement in that sector. We need the institutionalization of human capital development across the country and at all levels. A well-coordinated attention to human capital development is required for Nigeria to produce the goods and services that the people of the world want, and for a rise from poverty. Our people need to be trained. In addition to constant training, all tiers of government should establish an economic development office or corporation for proper economic development planning. Folks, if we do these things, we can't fail. Indeed, if we do these things, we get shared economic prosperity. I'm Magnus Kpakol, and that's my view.